Okay, let's unpack this. We've stumbled upon a really surprising mix here.
Hmm.
You've got international law enforcement, undocumented individuals, and, well, the whole booming world of crypto mining all tangled up.
It's quite the intersection, isn't it? It really shows how global movements, people, capital are, tied into this digital stuff now.
Absolutely. And our starting point for this deep dive is this incident in Paraguay, an attempted theft at a crypto mining place that's kind of brought up some stuff we didn't expect.
Yeah, we've got some news reports giving us the outline.
And Paraguay.
Yeah.
It's become a pretty big deal in crypto mining, hasn't it?
Oh, definitely. And understanding why is, well, it's key to understanding this whole break-in attempt. It really comes down to one main thing.
Energy, right.
Energy, exactly.
Yeah. Paraguay's got these huge renewable resources, and the big one, the Itaipu hydroelectric dam.
It's enormous.
Like, seriously huge. Apparently, it makes more electricity than the whole country even uses. There's a surplus.
A significant surplus.
And we know crypto mining just eats up energy. So all that extra power is basically a giant come on in sign for miners wanting cheap energy.
It is. That access to, relatively cheap and plentiful power gives them a huge edge, especially with energy prices being so unpredictable elsewhere.
Makes sense.
And it sort of points to maybe a future trend, right? Countries with spare renewable energy becoming hubs for these power-hungry digital industries could shift where all this digital infrastructure actually sits.
So, okay, our mission today, let's dive deep into this attempted theft.
Yeah.
Try to figure out why Paraguay is such a magnet for crypto mining.
Right.
And, what are the wider implications? What does this all mean?
Exactly. It's about seeing how this one event, which seems kind of isolated, actually fits into these bigger global patterns, raises some really interesting questions about crypto's future, its footprint around the world.
Okay, let's get into the details then. What actually happened?
Right. So this went down at a facility owned by a company called Teratech SA. It's in a place called Coronel Bogado. And we know this from a prosecutor, Irene Rolón. She made a statement around May 15th, so very recent.
Very recent, yeah. So things are probably still developing.
That's right. Details might still be coming out. Our picture could change.
So police apparently caught these people sort of in the act, breaking into a secure part of the Teratech site.
Yeah, the suspicion is they were trying to steal crypto mining gear.
And the people involved. This is where it gets pretty interesting. 4 people in total.
That's right. 3 were deported, kicked out of Paraguay. 1 was arrested and is still there.
Which straight away tells you there's an international angle here.
Definitely a cross-border element.
So the 3 deported were Chinese nationals. Let's see, Jinping Duan, Tian Jianyun, and Zheng Guanglong. And here's the key bit. 0 record of them legally entering Paraguay. Like none.
Wow.
So the authorities in Paraguay, they got Interpol involved, the International Police Organization.
Okay, so it's serious.
Yeah, they suspect they came in illegally. Maybe through Brazil, maybe Bolivia. PDS, Radio Y, TV, Digital even published their photos.
Interpol's involvement really underlines that, doesn't it? Suggests it might be, bigger than just a local break-in. Could it be some new kind of economic migration, people following digital opportunities, even illegal ones?
That's a good question. Then there's the 4th person, Nahun María Velázquez Garcete.
He's a legal resident in Paraguay?
Was. Well, he is, but he got arrested.
Yes.
Facing a charge of aggravated theft, authorities seem to think he's part of a bigger operation.
Okay.
And there's this other detail. He ended up hospitalized, in critical condition apparently, soon after the arrest.
Really? Do we know why?
No, the specifics of the injuries aren't clear. But it adds a serious layer. Makes you wonder about what exactly went down during the arrest or the attempt itself.
Yeah, that hospitalization definitely makes things more complex. Raises questions about the whole situation, the arrests.
Now, the connection piece is a bit fuzzy. The prosecutor, Rolón, she thinks the deported men might have had some link to Teratech.
Like worked for them?
Maybe as independent contractors, yeah. But, crucially, they're still waiting for the company's CEO to actually confirm that.
Right, so it's not confirmed yet. It's kind of strange, isn't it? Deporting people before fully clarifying their connection to the crime scene.
It is a bit strange. And that ambiguity is important. Were they legit workers who decided to steal something? Or were they outsiders from the start?
Yeah, the answer really changes how you look at why this happened and how big it was.
And it gets even murkier. The prosecutor also thinks these 3 guys had already been in Paraguay for several months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and maybe working as programmers. That was the initial thought.
Programmers. For Teratech.
Yeah.
Or someone else.
That's the thing. It's unclear. Was it for Teratech or some other company? Or maybe not even programming. Lots of unknowns there.
So were they there legitimately at first and then things went wrong? Or was theft the plan all along? Big question still.
Definitely feels like a puzzle with pieces missing. But okay, let's shift back to the why Paraguay question. Why is it such a crypto mining hotspot?
Right, we touched on the energy.
Yeah, the sources really hammer this home. It's the abundant renewable energy, mainly from Itaipu. That dam makes so much power, way more than Paraguay needs domestically, leaving this big surplus just available.
And for an industry like crypto mining, where power costs are a huge part of the overhead,
It's critical.
absolutely critical for staying profitable.
Huh.
Those complex calculations, validating blockchain transactions, they need massive amounts of energy. Right? So Itaipu basically gives miners a massive cost advantage.
We even saw that related story, right? About Hive, a Bitcoin miner.
Yeah, Hive specifically partnering with Paraguay to get that low-cost energy.
That really shows it's a known thing now. Paraguay is actively courting this industry.
It validates it, yeah. Paraguay is leveraging its natural resources, positioning itself. Often these deals involve putting the mining hardware right near the power source to cut down on energy loss during transmission. That's a big technical factor for profit.
Okay, so back to this specific incident. We're seeing clear legal results, right?
We are. The 3 undocumented men were deported. That's pretty standard if you're in a country without permission.
Right. And then the Paraguayan resident, Velázquez Garcete, he's facing serious criminal charges, aggravated theft.
It shows that even though Paraguay might be welcoming the investment side of crypto mining, it's still enforcing its laws. Immigration law, criminal law.
And the investigation isn't finished. Authorities think others were involved in this attempted theft, people they haven't caught yet.
Yeah, so the story could still develop quite a bit.
The fact they suspect a wider network, it suggests maybe more organization than just these 4 guys. Now, just to get the wider context, our sources mentioned a couple other things happening in the crypto world. Not directly related, but helpful background.
Like what?
Well, Hive moving into Paraguay, that's one piece. But there was also a mention, I think in the Asia Express bit, about South Korea maybe lifting a ban on companies holding crypto.
Oh, interesting.
And some worries in Asia about crypto mining hardware, hard drives maybe. Just little hints that this whole crypto landscape is constantly shifting everywhere.
Yeah, those snippets help place the Paraguay event in that bigger picture. Regulations change, energy needs to keep driving decisions about where mining happens globally. It's very dynamic.
Okay, so let's try and sum this up. We had an attempted theft at a crypto mine in Paraguay.
Right.
Involved undocumented Chinese immigrants, now deported, and a local resident facing charges. Paraguay's become this hotspot, mainly because of its huge renewable energy surplus, especially from the Itaipu Dam.
The key attractor, yeah.
And the whole thing's still being investigated with suggestions more people were involved.
It really is like a small snapshot, isn't it? This Paraguay event shows that mix of globalization, digital money, national resources, the good and the bad that comes with this evolving world.
Yeah, the key things are that mix of international movement, crime targeting this new industry, and how a country's energy situation can totally shape its role in technology.
Absolutely.
So here's something to chew on, maybe. What does this whole incident really tell us about how global crypto is becoming? And, the challenges, the opportunities that pop up when this digital world meets the physical reality of a country with lots of resources.
Or maybe think about it this way. How could just having cheap energy reshape not only crypto mining, but maybe other industries that use a ton of power in the future?
Definitely a lot to think about there. You see how international travel, crime, technology, energy policy, it all just collided in this one event.
Plenty more to explore at that intersection for sure.